Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Overcast. Cloudy, drizzly day here at Manning Field for Northeastern Conference Girls Soccer. Link Classical taking on the Saugus Lady Sachems, so the Rams against the Sachems. I don't envy these young ladies out there in their shorts, and it is very brisk and cold. And as usual, it's New England because this being Monday, Columbus Day, tomorrow it's going to be 80. So we're underway. Anna Flaherty is back. She was out hurt. She's back in net for Classical. Alana Aldred for Saugus. Both teams have, this is the start of the second time around, second half of the season for both teams. They've played 9 games. They play 18. A big game for Saugus as they're 8-1 and a tie. They don't need a win. Obviously, they're playing for a win. They don't need a win. A tie would officially put them in the state tournament. Haskell trying to get there. They're 6-2-1. They need 5 points in 9 games. So Glasgow well on their way. Mark and Greg Irati, the tandem coaching, along with Kaylee Lombard, doing an excellent job with these young ladies. Saugus in the white, Glasgow in the green and gold. And I don't know who started this, but they've been having the visitors wear the white and the home team wear the color uniforms. Glasgow, I think, would wear green and gold anyway, but and English with their maroon. Saugus knocks it deep. And I think they told me Flaherty, but I think that's not Flaherty. That's Alexandra Show in net. So they had Flaherty warming up. They thought everything was okay. They thought she was going to be back in net. And they said it was going to be her. But I noticed now, and I can tell it's not her because it doesn't have a knee pad on. Flaherty last game, I think, got her first shot. I think she's 2-0. I believe she filled in for 2 games. And like I said, he'll warm Flaherty up. And Coach Irati said to me, yep, it's going to be Flaherty unless she comes up with some discomfort or whatever. So I came up here thinking it was Flaherty in net. And when I looked down to my left, I said, that's not Flaherty. That's Alexandra Show. Saugus is going to get a corner kick coming from the far side. It got tipped, knocked away, and then blocked out in front. Saugus got a shot and knocked it right into the defense. And then Saugus gets a shot and tips it wide. It came out in a maze of players. And it was laying out in front of the net. And Saugus blasted it, but hit it right off one of the defenders that was standing out front. And then they got another shot at it and knocked it wide and out of play. It was Jess Carter who got the original shot, knocking it right into the defender. And now trying to get it to the net. They slipped it and chipped it off to the right. Saugus coming right back. Nice takeaway by Pedro. And they start up, they knock it deep, and they knock it away from Gerdia. Nice defense by Allison LeBlanc. It goes out. Glasgow will get the throw in right in front of the Glasgow bench area. Gerdia blocked it. Trying to take it away. Saugus will clear it away. Glasgow gets it back. I knock it to the net. Popped up. Deflected away. Glasgow trying to get control. It rolls in, and they couldn't get around the defender. They doubled up Glasgow 2-on-1 and took it away. Glasgow bangs it off Saugus, and that was McGaughey. Glasgow will get a corner kick. Pedro will take it from the near side. So they almost walked around the defense. She started to get around one defender. The other one cut her off. Saugus clears it away. And they'll push it upfield. With a rush to the middle. Knocking it deep. Knocked away by Pedro. Saugus trying to knock it deep. Kebro got it. Kebro gets it again. Saugus coming back to the Glasgow end. They tip it to the middle. They back. Knocked away. I think that was Page with the defense. McGaughey with a nice little shift. Gerdia got broken up. Saugus trying to knock it deep. And a pass behind the intended receiver, but Saugus gets it back. Tip it to the middle. It got picked off. To the far side. Glasgow keeping it in. Knocking it deep, looking for Jordan. Saugus knocks it out. Northeastern Conference Girls Soccer. In past years, playing the Glasgow or the English girls team was just considered a practice, a walkover. And Glasgow has come on strong. Coach Ayarati has brought them along really well. They've played well. They've competed well. And English the same way. English doesn't score a lot of goals, but they play good defense, and you have to play hard to beat the Bulldogs as well. So and now the Glasgow boys and the Tech boys are right either in or on the cusp of qualifying. St. Mary's boys qualified the other day. The English boys are just having some tough times. They played some very tough games. They are very competitive as well. They're just going to put some offense together. The defense is very good. Lead pass, and they just kept it in. Good hustle by Nazaro keeping it in. They get it to the middle, and he threw it just a little too far and get knocked away by Glasgow. Saugus knocks it back, looking to get it to the net. Shaw was there to play it on a hop, and just as she picked it off, there was a Saugus player bearing down on her. Headed away by Collins. That's Mary Collins. Pedro will get the free kick. Classical for Cancer Awareness Fund, I believe, is a month. That's why you see the pink socks. Pedro couldn't keep it in. Classical knocking it to the net. Show will play it on a hop. Headed to the middle. It skips past. And shot from wrong range goes in the net. Olivia Burke. That's a tough break for Classical. They threw it to the middle. The defender went up to knock it away. It took a big hop, bounce over the defender's head, right into the lap of Olivia Burke. And she knocked it high over the head of Show under the top crossbar. And Saugus jumps on top, 1-0. 10 minutes in. Collins gets broken up by Kylie Ronan. Nazaro just kept it in. Saugus knocks it deep. Hebrew fanned on it, gets it back. Page knocks it away. Jordan with a rush. Knocks it deep. She was trying to send Blevins in. Haskell will get the throw in down deep. Off a few hits. Haskell trying to get it to the net. It got shot. Jordan with the shot. Just stayed outside. Never got to the net, went behind the net, out of play. And Saugus will kick it away. Saugus certainly one of the better teams in the Northeastern Conference. Mackenzie Shea battling with Nazaro. They knock it deep. In the middle. They knock it deep again. Saugus will clear it away. Nazaro with it, starting it back. Tip it deep, foot race. Keeble gets there first and knocks it away. And I think it just snuck inside the post, which is going to make it a corner kick. Or I should say outside the post. Went over the back line rather than the sideline. So Saugus will kick it from the near side. Loose all the way by. Saugus trying to keep it in, and Cannon went out. Now they're saying it went off Kloskal. Kloskal's getting ready to kick it away. And that rain that was threatening got a couple of drops early in the day. Has started to come back. Out in front Show does a nice job. She screened Burke, who has the one goal, away from the ball, and then went up and caught it. Nice job by the goalie on a perfect corner kick. Saugus almost let it go out of bounds. Burke collects and fires it. A little too much mustard on that one. Out of play. Classical will get the throw in as Classical and Saugus make changes. 15 minutes in to this first half. 1-0 Saugus. Saugus has carried the play here in the first half, along with the goal. They've kept it down the Classical end as Classical Kebrew knocks it out of play. Now that looked like Kebrew just kicked it out of play, and they give Classical the throw in. Saugus picks off the pass. Classical gets it back, knocking it deep. Saugus is back there playing a deep center field. Megan Bluette right there as that kicks the ball away. She's the deep center fielder for Saugus. Popped up. Mannion battling. That's Kathleen Mannion. Saugus pushes it by, and they let it roll in, and Shaw will come out and get it. McGaughy was there, but they let it go through to Shaw and kicks it away. And bodies go down as they took Mary Collins down. A collision with April Aldred. And Allison LeBlanc knocks it out. Haskell tipping it, trying to make a play. Picked off by Nazaro. Saugus clears it upfield. They get it by Kebrew. Pass goes right through the wicket. Saugus is going to be able to keep it in play. They try to center it, and Classical knocked it out, went off McGaughy. Saugus will get a corner kick as they make substitutions. Chris Coviello is the head guy for Saugus. Does a very good job. Been there for a while at Saugus. Right out in front, Shaw gets up, reaches up, catches it in a maze of players, and then boots it away. Blevins had it, lost it. Saugus gets it back. Pedro knocks it deep. And Madison Goyechi trying to knock down the far side, knocked it too far, went out of play. Classical will get the throw in. Page will take it. An unfortunate bounce for Classical. A ball that popped to the middle, defender was there, plenty of time to get a piece of it and knock it away. Instead, it took a big bounce and bounced over the defender's head, right into the lap of Olivia Burke, and she got a good hard shot that went over the head of Show under the top crossbar and got Saugus on top 1-0. As we're halfway through and counting this first half. Saugus walks around, throws it in front, blocked, and cleared away. And then cleared away again by McGaughey. Bluette knocked it deep. Pedro got a piece of it and knocked it down. Now Pedro knocks it away. And it gets knocked out. It deflected. Looked like April Aldred knocked it out, but it got deflected by Klaskell. Gurdia knocks it up. Iorati knocks it deeper. Klaskell sees Saugus knock it away. And now Saugus knocks it deep. Broken up nicely. And they're going to call Saugus, Jess Carter, for pushing off. Hebrew kicks it away. Deflected by Saugus to the near side. Jordan knocks it upfield. Bluette, that deep center fielder, knocks it upfield. Pedro knocks it away. Hebrew is there to break it up. Jordan got a piece of it. And it got knocked out by Grook. Shaylin Grook. And now it gets knocked out by Jordan. Mareshi will take the throw-in. Pedro knocks it away. Gurdia had it, lost it. Bluette kicked it off Mackenzie Shea. It comes to the near side. Klaskell hustling. They get there first. Iorati knocked it away. Saugus gets it and clears it away. Pedro knocks it back upfield. Way up in the air. Hebrew knocked it away. Saugus back at it. Had just laid the pass back and never got back. Got picked off by Gurdia, but then she pushed it too far. Saugus gets it back. Bodies go down. They didn't call anything there. Saugus just kept it in, trying to center it. They knocked it wide, out of play, never got to the net. Klaskell will kick it away, but they'll make a sub first. And we're going to get inadvertent trip. And Saugus is going to get a free kick from in close. Scoring opportunity for the Lady Sachems from around the 15-yard line. Right at the 15-yard line. Now they mark it inside the 15 to the 13. Little bit of an angle. They drill it. Show made the save. It looked like it rolled up her arm, and she just did grab it. Good hard shot. Show made the nice save, and it looked like it rolled up her arm. And Jillian Recupero was sitting in her lap looking for it to drop down so she could tip it home. Never happened. Nice job by Show. Irati can't get there first. Grook trying to keep it in. Can she get there? Yes, she can. Down the near side. Trying to throw it in front. Show grabs it with two white shirts staring down at her. And she boots it away. Bluette to the near side, upfield. Collins knocked it upfield. Pedro broke it up. Saugus got it back. Trying to tip it by. It was Casey Rouse, I believe, broke it up. And Saugus right back at it. He's been at the classical end of the field most of this game. Most of this half, anyway. Hebrew knocks it out. Saugus will get the throw in down deep. We'll have Saugus substitutions. Trying to knock it to the net. They knocked it wide, short of the net, out of play. Classical will get to kick it away. They get back Hebrew, they tip it ahead. Couldn't get much on it. Shaw went down, made sure it didn't get through. Scooped it up and she'll kick it away. Jordan with it, has it knocked away by Grook. And it goes out. And Guthrie, I think, knocked it out. April Aldred, only a freshman. They've got four of them. Along with 5 sophomores. Tipped away. August picks it off, knocks it to the near side, controls, knocking it. I think that was supposed to be a pass, but it went too far. It went all the way into Show, and she grabs it, holds on, and she'll kick it away. Iorati trying to knock it upfield. Saugus will knock it out. Jordan will take the throw in. Collins breaks it up. Guthrie knocks it upfield. Saugus takes it away. Pass gets through. They knock it deep. Can she get there? Just barely. Good hustle. And then they said no, it went out. That was Nazaro hustling. Saugus has 10 seniors. So they've been gearing, I think, towards this season. Jordan knocks it upfield. Nazaro with it. Haskell breaks it up, knocks it upfield. Bluette gets around and lost it out of play. So just under 10 minutes left. As they come out of the timeout, just over 9 minutes left in this first half, Saugus got a very fortuitous bounce. They kick one to the middle, the 20-yard line, maybe inside the 20-yard line. The defender for Classical was right there, going to knock it upfield. It took a big hop off the turf, went over the defender's head, right into the lap of Olivia Burke, and from maybe around the 15-yard line, she just turned and fired it over the head of Show underneath the top crossbar into the back of the net, and that's the difference in the game right now. But it's been all Saugus. They've kept the ball in the Classical end. Classical hasn't come close to Alana Aldred in net. I mean, even to the point where she's come out and caught something and kick it away, they haven't even got anything to force her to come out of the net and field it. Mannion knocked it deep. Bluette, playing that deep center field, was there to knock it away. And Saugus takes it away. Classical takes it back. That's Mackenzie Shea, I think, knocking it out. And now Saugus fouled up the throw-in somehow. So Glasgow will get it right virtually in front of the Saugus bench. Now it goes out off Glasgow. They've got it down deep a few times, but they haven't been able to get anywhere near get a shot off. And they're going to call Saugus for running into Glasgow, trying to get control of that. So the free kick, Kebro deflects Saugus, takes it back upfield. They knock it deep down the far side. Saugus going to get there first. Knock to the middle. Saugus got a foot on it. Classical got a foot on it. Saugus bangs it off Classical. Mackenzie Shea back upfield. Saugus picks it off. Kathleen Mannion knocks it out of play. Bluette drop kicks it back upfield. Jordan looking for it. picked off. Upfield. Aldred will let it go out of play. I'm assuming April Aldred is related to Alana Aldred. The goalie is a senior. The defender is a freshman. Jordan trying to knock it ahead. Picked off. Nazaro. Page has moved up to play the middle as opposed to playing back on defense. I think they move Rouse back there. Saugus coming down. Burke, who has the one goal, throws it upfield. Saugus tipped it ahead, but there was nobody to tip it to. So Show will pick up the loose ball and kick it away. Jordan hustles. And she went down. It wasn't Jordan. It was Collins. They both look alike with the blonde ponytails. Nice pick off the foot. Jordan. And trying to get around the defense, got around a couple. But then Kylie Ronan come up and knocked it away, and Glasgow will get the throw in down deep. Saugus pokes it away. Page trying to keep it alive, keeps it alive again. Gertie was coming back upfield. She couldn't get it. It was a little bit behind her. She was in a good position and maybe even get a shot off. And she was coming upfield and leaning one way and the ball went the other way and she couldn't get control of it. That's how it's going for Glasgow here in this first half. They haven't been able to get anything going. Now it goes out off Glasgow. Saugus gets the throw in down deep. There's a few fans here braving this cold, overcast, rainy day, watching this Northeast Conference battle. They tried to throw it deep into the corner and they threw it too far ahead and it went out of play. Show will kick it away. We're in the final 2 minutes. Gahi broken up. Pedro hustles back and knocks it deep and knocks it out. Pedro knocks it away. Saugus trying to control. Last thing Glasgow wants to do is give up a score here in the closing seconds. Pedro knocks it deep. Gerdia ran right in. She looked like a halfback going off right tackle for a yard. She ran right over the defender. The defender got knocked down at the 40-yard line. Gerdia kept going, but it went out of play off Saugus. Glasgow will get the throw in. Now it goes off Glasgow. They blow the whistle, that's going to do it. So a very fortuitous bounce for Saugus. They tipped it to the middle. It bounced over the defender who was right there to knock it away. And when it bounced over the defender, right into the lap of Olivia Burke, she drilled it from about the 15-yard line under the top crossbar. And that's the difference. At halftime, it's Saugus 1, Glasgow nothing. Special blessing. Special blessing. Run up and the elevator and come back. I want to see if the lights go. Obviously, we're underway. I got good camera people. I was a couple of seconds late. We're a minute in. The show comes out. Gets that high lob to the net with a lot of white shirts around her. Saugus kind of dominated that first half. Glasgow got a couple of times in the Glasgow end, but couldn't get a shot on net. Saugus got a couple that went wide. They didn't get. Show didn't have to make any big time saves. She had no chance on the goal. It was overhead under the top crossbar. And that thing is like 6 feet high and like 24 feet wide. I always call it the Grand Canyon. She had no chance on the goal. There weren't many other really difficult saves that she had to make. There were a couple of shots that she played on a hop. There was one out in front that a good hard shot that they knocked it right into the Glasgow defender who was standing in front of the net. So the only real good shot they had, other than the defective, the block by the defender, was the shot that went in. So neither team has set the world on fire here offensively, but Saugus has virtually kept the ball in the Glasgow end for most of this half and a couple of minutes. They kick it deep. It skipped past Kebrew. Pop to the middle. Burke looking for it. She's got the one goal. Gerdia took it away. Lost it off her foot. Saugus takes it away. And it blocked. Jordan blocked it, but couldn't get there before it went out of play. Blocked. Saugus tips it to the middle. Okay, knock it deep. Saugus going to get there first, knock it out in front. Keebrew blocked it before it got to the middle, and it got knocked away. Classical shot, blocked by Keebrew out in front and cleared away. Didn't get a lot on the shot, but got it towards the net. Keebrew was able to get a foot on it and knock it away. Saugus knocks it back, headed up. They got a foot on it. Keebrew actually is trying to knock it away, knocked it off a Saugus player, and now from long range, the shot to the net, Show will make the save. So once again, Saugus all around the classical net. Classical trying to knock it deep. They knock it into the classical bench area. And Classical again knocks it into their own bench area. We got a whistle. We'll have substitutions for both teams. Popped up. McGaughey got a foot on it. Saugus takes it away. McGaughey broke it up. Saugus picks off the pass. He dropped it all the way back to Blewett. He pops it up in the middle. Headed away by Classical. Skips past. Jordan could get there first. Knocked deep right to Coach Iarati. Saugus with it again. Classical knocked it out. Goyechi pops it up. Knocked away by Pedro. They knock it deep. It gets by Blevins. Blewett banged it off Blevins. Tipped again. Blevins with it again. Classical keeping it alive. Jordan, and now they finally gets knocked out by Goyechi. And we'll have substitutions for Classical. Jessica Page will take the throw in. Saugus knocks it deep. Blocked. Blocked again. Page knocks it upfield. Jordan trying to push it ahead to Collins. And Goyechi got there first and knocked it out. Popped in the air. Hassel got a head on it. Blevins looking for it. Saugus took it away. Blevins was half a step away from getting a shot off. Way upfield, the official blew the whistle. I don't know what he saw that the official down on the play didn't see. But he called contact against Classical. Saugus is going to get a free kick. The official was a lot closer to the play, the one on the near side. But the official back upfield made the call. Saugus had it, lost it, got it back. And they lost it again. Goyechi trying to knock it deep, knocked away by Page, and then knocked out by Goyechi. Saugus will get the throw in. Glasgow will make a substitution. So I get broken up by Mackenzie Shea. She knocks it deep, looking for Blevins. Blewett got there first and knocked it away. Mackenzie Shea gets it back, tries to knock it upfield, but she knocked it into the Glasgow bench area. And we'll have a substitution for Saugus. And they have to wait till the play gets off the field. 10 minutes into the second half, Olivia Burke's goal is still the difference for Saugus in a game where a tie or a win puts them officially into the state tournament. Saugus will be making 2 in a row. They'll be right back here on Wednesday, this being Monday the holiday, to be back against English on Wednesday. Corner kick coming from the far side for the Lady Sachems. Out in front, Saugus got a head on it, got a piece of it, and it went out of play. Saugus takes it away. Down the far side. Keebrew blocked. She blocked it off Saugus. They couldn't keep it in. It goes out of play. Show kicks it away, puts it right onto a white shirt. And Glasgow's going to get called for the knockdown. And it's going to give Saugus a free kick from about the 10-yard line. They move it back to the 14. She got knocked down at the 10. They moved it to the 14. So another scoring opportunity. Now they move it back to the 15. Blocked and knocked away. I think. And knocked away again. I think that was Blevins with a rush. But she's all by herself. And Saugus is going to let it go out of play. I think Rouse was the one that knocked that free kick away. Picked off by Saugus. Down the far side. Blocked and knocked out. It was Pedro, I believe, knocking it out. Keebrew got blocked and Keebrew got run into, but they're going to call it on Keebrew. And Saugus is going to get a free kick from the goal line, but at a very tough angle. So not quite a corner kick, out wider than a corner kick, shorter than a corner kick, but virtually the same angle. Glasgow sets up a picket fence. They're going to move him back, I think. They're going to move the picket fence back a few yards. So another scoring opportunity from here. And they drill it up over the net. They try to put it dead center of the net. She actually tried to score, I think, rather than let somebody knock it in. And she got it right to the middle of the net, but a little too much foot. Went over the, right dead center over the top crossbar. So we played just about 15 minutes into this second half. It's still 1-0 Saugus over Glasgow. Yeah. It's like a swimming pool. Saugus again, keeping it in the Glasgow end. Not getting a real good shot off. They've had a couple of free kicks, haven't got them to show. They've been blocked out in front with the defense. Kebrew and Page, Rouse, Pedro doing a very nice job out in front. But Glasgow just can't get going offensively. They kind of pushed it ahead, thinking they might get a good shot off, and they pushed it too far. Glasgow breaks it up. They were out in the middle, trying to get a little closer and maybe a little more dead center to get a shot off, and when they pushed it ahead, they pushed it too far. Bluette kicks it back upfield. Skips past Collins. Collins gets a piece, knocks it ahead. Kebrew try to clear it. Grittier looking for it. Tips it ahead. Saugus gets there and breaks it up and knocks it back to the Glasgow end. They try to knock it deep, broken up nicely by Pedro. Pop over the Saugus bench area. Saugus with the quick throw-in. Pedro clears it away. Iarati pushes it by, but can't go get it. And she knocks it loose. Saugus gets it back. And Pedro again knocks it deep, but knocks it out of play. Jordan broke it up. Saugus knocked it out. We'll get a substitution for the Lady Rams. Jordan picks it off. Tips it to the middle. Little too far. I think she was looking for Collins. Saugus knocks it deep down the near side. Nice little shift to take it inside. Nice play by Kebrew, broke up the pass. Glasgow almost knocked it in their own net. McGaughey knocked it wide. They had 2-on-1. They made, and looking to make the pass was Recupero. She threw it across. Kebrew got a foot on it and broke it up. It went out in front, and McGaughey knocked it away and almost knocked it in her own net. Saugus will get a corner kick. Good defense there by Kebrew. Because Saugus would have walked in all by themselves. And now they get a foot on it and they knock it over the net and out of play. They get a good setup at about the 15-yard line and get under it and lifted it up over everything. Hebrew broke up. They walk in and they score. And that's Burke again. Hebrew tried to kick it away, kind of misfired. It deflected right on the foot. Burke was all by herself out in front. She gets her second goal. It looked like they broke up the play, and then, unfortunately, it deflected out in front. Show had no chance. Burke was all by herself, a couple of feet away, with that Grand Canyon behind Show, and Show just banged it home. Hirati, that's a shot on net. She couldn't get a lot on it. She was trying to get away from a defender. She whirled and took a shot. And that's the first stop that Aldred has had to make. Glasgow finally got a shot on net, but couldn't get a lot on it. Easy save for Aldred. They knock it deep. Saugus is there to try and knock it home, and they knock it off the side of the net. Well, Mackenzie Lloyd, I believe, with the shot. Glasgow knocks it out. Halfway through and counting the second half. Knocked in to the Saugus bench area. Blocked by Glasgow. Trying to knock it deep, get deflected, blocked. Glasgow pops it up again. Pedro knocks it into the Saugus bench area. And it goes in there again. They were trying to get that to the net. They shanked it and popped it straight up in the air. Saugus knocks it back. Pedro knocks it away. Glasgow has it. Saugus breaks it up and takes it away. Tip to the far side to the Sachems. Just reaching out and getting a piece. Trying to center it. They get it out in front, and they knock it home. Great pass out in front, and it was going by and just stuck her foot out, reached out, and got a foot on it and knocked it in the back of the net. Shaw was coming over to cover the far side, and the shot went into the near side. And Saugus grabbed a 3-0 lead. I'm looking for her to turn around so I can get her a number. Allison LeBlanc gets credit for the goal. She was in the right place at the right time. Shot. Show will make the save from long range. Off the foot of Jess Carter. That pass came from the far side out in front. Show was going to her right to cover the far post. LeBlanc was going to her left to try and get the pass. She just stuck her right foot out, got a piece of it, and tipped it into the near corner, away from Show. And Saugus has put a lot of daylight between them and the Lady Rams. It's now 3-0. Getting 2 here in the second half. They knock it deep, looking for Gertia. Saugus breaks it up. Clears it away. Comes to the near side. And it gets knocked out. Alexis Ferraro. Now she gets a foot on it. Good hustle by McGaughy to try and keep it in. It got knocked out by Kaylee McEachern. I don't know if Kaylee McEachern is related to the former Lynn McEacherns. Might be a relation. Riley was a very good pitcher for Saugus High School. Father and grandfather were Linners. Pass a little too far out in front. Saugus broke it up and knocked it into the classical bench area. 15 minutes and counting left in this one. And Saugus knocks it away. That was going to the net from long range. Long pass gets through. Burke trying to get around Kebrew. Got around her but pushed it too far, and it's going to go out of play. Kebrew just forced her to keep going a little wider, a little more wider each time she took a step. Finally, off her foot, it went way wide and out of play, and Show will kick it away. Kebrew popped it up. Burke looking for it. Takes the shot. It goes off the side of the net. Show wisely get out of the way. You don't want to get in the way of that one because you never know what might, if you don't play it clean, you could deflect and go in the net. So at the last second, she just stepped out of the way and hit the side of the net out of play. McEachern trying to walk in, gets it to the net. Show will come out and play it. She bobbled it, but there was nobody around to take advantage. She fell on it and she'll kick it away. Bluette knocks it back the other way. And it's been in the classical end most of the game. And it's still in there. Popped straight up in the air. Kebrew knocks it away. McEachern broken up. Trying to center it. They banged it off Kathleen Mannion. McGaughy knocks it deep. Knocked it a little too deep for Gertie to go get it. And Bluette is there first and knocks it upfield. Guthrie tried to knock it back. Molly Mannion tried to make a play, get knocked away. Saugus controls again. Picked off by Jordan. Glasgow lost it, went out of play. Saugus with the quick throw in. He threw it at the side of the net. Show will make the save on a hop. And she boots it away. Jordan got double teamed and Saugus knocked it out of play. We'll have substitutions for Glasgow. Blevins tips it and it gets knocked away. Saugus again right back on the Glasgow end. Looking for McGeckern. Can't get around Ferraro. And Saugus finally knocked it out. Knocked out. Looked like McGoy knocked it out, but they're giving it to Glasgow. Ferraro with the throw in. Gerdia knocks it deep. Bluett is back there. And drop kicks it back to the Glasgow end. Pop to the middle. Glasgow gets it by, trying to walk in. And do we get a whistle? No, we didn't. He was waving his he looked like he was trying to take off in flight like a bird, the referee. I don't know if he was waving it off. I thought he was, if he called something there, it would have been a penalty kick because it was certainly in the box. Saugus is going to let it go out of play. 10 minutes and counting left in this one. Saugus is going to get their playoff spot. They're going to pick up their 9th win of the season. They'll go 9-1. Staying in line to get a good high seed. The problem is if they get a good high seed for a home game, they don't want to play at home because the field is not that good. And we can vouch for that because the English boys are going to play Saugus next. They were supposed to play at Saugus. They're going to play here because the field at Saugus is not good. It's like waterlogged. So you'll battle so you maybe get a home game, and then you have to find a field to call your home because you can't play at your home field. Saugus knocks it deep. Molly Mannion knocks it back the other way. Blevins knocks it up. McGaughy down the near side. Taps it ahead, looking to go get it. Saugus is there to pick it off and knock it out of play. And they called it, I don't know how that hit McGaughy. She pushed it by to a defender, and somehow when the defender knocked it straight out of play, it didn't veer right or left. They said McGaughy got a piece of it. They called it off her. Ferraro will take the throw in as Glasgow makes some changes. Saugus broke it up. Glasgow got it back, and then Glasgow lost it out of bounds. They knock it deep. There's Bluette, that deep center fielder, not letting Glasgow complete that pass. Broken up. Back checking by Igarati took it away. And then Saugus knocked it out of play. We'll get substitutions for Saugus. Tipped and out. Glasgow knocked it out. Glasgow knocks it out again. Nice little shift. Nice little shift again. And three of them trying to throw it out in front. Couldn't get a foot on it. They threw it out in front, and they tried to reach for it, and they couldn't get a foot on it. It went right by McGecken. Out in front, they're loose, wide open. Show got a piece of it and couldn't keep it out. It popped loose right at the 5-yard line, and Saugus was all by themselves out in front. Easy pickings for that one. Haley McLaughlin got credit for the goal. As we got 5 minutes and counting left in this one. Glasgow gets there and knocks it out. Well, the rain has cooperated somewhat. A couple of people have their umbrellas out. It hasn't rained hard enough for most people to go home. It hasn't been a heavy, steady rain. It's been a little bit of a light drizzle, if you will. Just enough to be a pain in the neck. But people that brought their umbrellas said, we brought them, we might as well use them. Coming up, still in control, gets around, makes the pass, and then hustling over was Ferraro to make the nice defensive play and knock it away. And then Mackenzie Shea knocks it upfield looking for Blevins. Blevins takes it away. Hustles, gets it back. Hustles, gets it back again, stays with it. Great hustle by Blevins. And they're going to call Saugus for getting a piece of Blevins and knocking it around. That was a pretty good individual effort by Jayla Blevins. Tip, blew it, knocks it away. And knocked away again. Ferraro got a piece of it, knocked it to the far side. Blevins is back there. Couldn't get it. It was almost knee high. She had to try and get her foot up and almost like catch it, deflect it. And when she did, it deflected away from her, and Bluette was able to clear it away. Classical dumps it ahead. Classical will get there first and take it away. Saugus in the middle. Lead pass. Saugus picks it off. Trying to center it. Blocked. Saugus gets a foot on it, pops it up in front. Show will play it on a hop and kick it away as we're in the final 2 minutes and counting. Saugus has it right where it's been most of this game, in the classical end. Also got one shot on net. Irati about the 15-yard line. Just got one in the middle of the net, but it couldn't get a lot on it. An easy save by Aldred. And Aldred will get the shutout. Saugus will get the win, and they'll qualify for the state tournament with their 9th win. They're going to go to 9-1. Classical will drop to 6-3-1. Show played well in net. Saugus had a lot of opportunities. She made some saves. Classical just couldn't get anything going offensively. The one shot by Irati was just almost a token. She had to reach for it and just hit a slow ground ball that was dead center, but it was an easy save for Aldred, and that was the only save she had to make. It was all they needed in the first period. It was a pop to the middle of the field. It took a very fortuitous bounce. The defense was there to block it. It bounced over the defender right onto the foot of Olivia Burke. She drilled it under the top crossbar, and it was 1-0 at halftime. She added a second goal in the second half to make it 2. Allison LeBlanc had one from dead center out in front, and then the last one again from dead center out in front. Haley McLaughlin. Show had no chances on any of the goals. They were virtually dead in front of the goalie. All they had to do was just bang it home. So again, Classical will go to 6-3-1. Saugus 9-1. Wins their 9th win. They qualify officially for the state tournament. Alana Aldred with the shutout. Olivia Burke with 2 goals leads the way. And they are officially in the state tournament with their 9th win. So the final score, Saugus 4, Lincoln Classical 0. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.